It is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have signing of a memorandum of understanding with the UNDP. For the international scene, a devastating massacre in the Gaza Strip. Welcome to our newsroom. The Republic of Djibouti has strongly condemned the heinous massacre committed by the Israeli occupation forces in the Al-Mawasi area of Khan Yunis in the south of the Gaza Strip, which led to the death and injury of hundreds of innocent civilians. This blatant act of terrorism is a new stage in the series of genocidal crimes perpetrated by the Israeli occupation against the Palestinian people and humanity in general. These flagrant violations of the international conventions, UN resolutions, and decisions of the International Court of Justice underscores Israel's continuing contempt for Palestinian life. Djibouti reiterates its appeal to the international community, in particular the UN Security Council, to assume its responsibility in order to put an end to Israeli reckless disregard for Palestinian blood and its atrocious crimes, which have continued for 9 months without any consequences or accountability. Furthermore, Djibouti reaffirms its firm positions on the justice of the Palestinian cause and the legitimate right of the Palestinian people, including the establishment of the right independent state within the 1967 borders with the East Jerusalem as its capital. The Gaza Strip is once again the scene of a veritable massacre. Israel has carried out a massive attack in the south of the region, killing at least 71 civilians, according to the local authorities. The attack targeting Hamas military commander Mohammed Deif and the second-in-command Rafah Salama sent shockwaves through Gaza's inhabitants and the international community. The scenes of desolation that followed the attack testifies to the horror experienced by the inhabitants. Buildings reduced to rubble, bodies strewn about, families devastated by the loss of their loved ones. The area targeted, Mawasi, is a coastal strip designated by Israel as a security zone where hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinians had sought refuge, hoping to escape the incessant fighting. These civilians, for the most part sheltered in makeshift tents, were caught in a trap of merciless violence. Hamas reacted swiftly, calling the Israeli claims false allegations designed to conceal the atrocity of the attack. These false allegations only serve to conceal the scale of the horrific massacre, said the movement in a statement. The Israeli army, for its part, justified the attack by claiming that other terrorists were hiding among the civilians as a justification that for many cannot mitigate the horror of a massive loss of innocent life. This morning, the Prime Minister and acting head of government, His Excellency Abdulqadir Kamel Mohammed, received the Vatican Ambassador Antoine Camilleri for a farewell visit. During the meeting, the Prime Minister and the acting head of government congratulated the ambassador on the work accomplished during his mission in Djibouti and wished him all the best for the future. Ambassador Camilleri expressed his satisfaction at having served in the Horn of Africa for 4 years and confirmed that Pope Francis has great respect for the Djiboutian people and their leaders. This was recently underlined in a message addressed to the President of the Republic on the occasions of the Independence Day, in which the Pope and the President reaffirmed their shared commitment to promoting world peace and peaceful coexistence between peoples and of different religions. Nuncio Antoine Camilleri presented his credentials to President Ismail Mergele on September 2020 and has been ambassador to Djibouti since that date, also serving as ambassador to the government of the Republic of Ethiopia and Vatican delegate to Somalia, appointed by the Pope to a new post as ambassador to Cuba. Nuncio Antoine Camilleri will join his new post in Havana on July 2024. Early in the morning of Sunday, July 14, 2024, the French forces stationed in Djibouti, FFDG, organized a traditional military parade ceremony to mark the French national holiday, the French national independence. The ceremony took place in the aeronautical parking area of Djibouti Air Base 188. The ceremony was presided over by Major General Laurent Boité, commander of the FFDG, and was attended by the Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, and General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. Madame Dana Pourcarescu, French ambassador to Djibouti. The ceremony began with the review of the troop by the commander of the FFDG. The FFDG's main units were represented these 5 regiments: Régiment Interarmée d'Outre-mer, Air Base in 188, the naval base, as well as all units providing logistical and operational support. The ceremony continued with the presentations of military decoration, followed by the flight past 2 Mirage 2005S took the skies, followed by a Casa C and 235 transport aircraft, then Gazelle and Puma helicopters. Finally, the ceremony ended with a motor car to the FFDG men and land vehicles, and the theme of this year's July 14 parade in Paris was the 18th anniversary of the liberations of France, the landing of the victory. Moments after the troop reviewed the ceremony commemorating the French holiday. Following the parade to mark the French national holiday of July 14, Air Force Major General Laurent Boité gave a speech in which the commander of the FFDG thanked the FFDG, the Djiboutian Security Forces, and other forces stationed in Djibouti for their participation in the July 14 ceremony. The French ambassador to Djibouti, Madame Dana Pourcarescu, congratulated the FFDG for their bravery and professionalism and for their fine performance in the July 14 parade. Finally, the Minister of the Defense and the representative Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, who represented the Djiboutian government at the July 14 ceremony, wished the French men and women a happy festive season. The fruitful talks between the Minister Yunus Ali Geddi and senior official from Japan Ministry of Economy and Trade and Industry in charge of energy towards closer energy cooperation between Djibouti and Tokyo. At the end of his working mission in Tokyo, the Japanese capital, and on the sidelines of his participation in the work of the 5th Japan Arab League Economic Forum, the Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, His Excellency Yunus Ali Geddi, was received mid-morning on Friday, July 12, 2024 by Sugura Masatoshi, Japan's senior official from international trade policy. The meeting took place at the headquarters of the Japanese Ministry of Economy and Trade and Industry in charge of energy in the presence of our ambassador to Japan, His Excellency Ibrahim Bile Douale, and members of the delegation is accompanying the minister on his trip to Japan. On the agenda of the discussions between the two officials were ways and means of deepening the long-standing bilateral relations of friendship and cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and Japan, particularly in the file of energy. The Djiboutian Minister Yunus Ali Geddi, recalling that Djibouti's geostrategic position in Africa and the world, he went on to underline the excellence of the bilateral relations of friendship and cooperation between our two countries. The Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development, Mohamed Abdul Qadir Musa Helem, today signed a memorandum of understanding with the resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme, Madame Emma Nguyen Ano, as part of the implementations of the new project to combat land degradation, conserve biodiversity. The project, entitled Conservation of Biodiversity and Restoration of Ecosystems Functions in the Dai Forest National Protected Area, is financed by the Global Environment Facilities to the tune of $3.2 million. Will be implemented by the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development in collaboration with the UNDP over a 5-year period. The overall aim of the project is to preserve the biodiversity and restore the ecosystem services of the Dai Forest in Djibouti. It is part of the biodiversity management approach to restore terrestrial ecosystems and address the risks of degradation of already fragile ecosystems. The Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Djibouti to Ethiopia, Permanent Representative to the African Union and the Economic Commissioners for Africa, Abdi Mahmoud Heibe, has reached a new milestone in his diplomatic missions. He represented his credentials to the President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Basogo, as ambassador with the residence in Addis Ababa. The ceremony, rich in symbolisms, began with the customary greetings when Ambassador Abe conveyed the warm greetings of his Djiboutian counterpart Ismail Omar Gelle. These gestures, far from being a formality, reflects the depth of the ties between Djibouti and Equatorial Guinea. His Excellency Abdi Mahmoud Abe discussed with President Obiang issues of common interests, laying the foundations for fruitful future cooperation. Covered a range of strategic areas, testifying to the determinations of both nations to strengthen their bilateral relations. The President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea warmly congratulated the new ambassador on his appointment, welcoming him and wishing him success in his new role. He also took the opportunity to extend his greetings and friendship to the Djiboutian counterpart Ismail Omar Gelle, underlining the spirit of fraternity that unites the two countries. Sponsored by the Ministry of Youth and Culture, the fourth editions of the Jap anime, manga, and cartoons took place today, Saturday, July 13, 2024, at the Skal International Hotel, promising a rich day dedicated to Japanese culture. Enthusiasts participants had the opportunity to take part in the various activities such as karaoke, beach party, drawing competition, a sports festival, and the screening of the Japanese feature-length and short films. The event is not to be missed meeting for the young manga fans, offering them a place to get together and celebrate their shared passion. The varied programs of this entertaining and immersive day attracted a large number of participants. Finally, the fourth edition of the Jap Anime in Djibouti was once again a festive and convivial occasion for all the Japanese cultures between shared passion, creativity, friendly competition, and artistic discoveries. This day was once again a memorable success for all young comics enthusiasts. On rules and procedure for the management of the European Union grants kicked off the Tajora Regional Council with the active participation of the various key players from civil society and local governance organizations. The event was presided by the president of the INCLD and the president of the Regional Council of Tajora, Umar Hussein Umar, and with the participation of the Ahmed Ali Muhammad, vice president of the Obok Regional Council, and Mr. Ali Rufa, permanent Ali Rufa Aden, permanent secretary of the INCLD, members of the IEMF and INCLD project management team, executive of subsidiary civil society organization, territorial agents from Tajora Obok and Dakhel regions, supported by the associations of international of Francophone Mer and financed by the European Union. This program aims to build the capacity of local authorities in Djibouti. The training provided by experts from the program of strengthening the civil society in the Republic of Djibouti in partnership with the IMFF aims to improve the management of the European grants by civil society organizations and local officials. This initiative is part of an ongoing effort to ensure transparent and efficient management of funds. Participants benefit from technical and practical coaching, enabling them to acquire the skills needed for the rigorous management in line with the European standards. Mr. Ali Rufa Aden, the permanent secretary of the INCLD, said that for his part that the aims to improve the management. Mr. Ali Rufa, permanent secretary of the INCLD, aims to improve the management of the European grants by civil society organizations and local officials. This initiative is part of the ongoing effort to ensure transparent and efficient management of funds. The chairman of the INCLD and president of the Regional Council of Obok, Umar Hussein Umara, said that this initiative is part of an ongoing effort to ensure transparent and efficient management of funds. Participants benefit from technical and practical coaching, enabling them to acquire the skills needed for rigorous management in line with the European standards. For the international scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump escaped an assassination attempt at the rally yesterday, just days before accepting the Republican presidential nomination, although he was shot in the ear. Trump is infamous. The incident triggered panic with when shots rang out. Trump's blooded was quickly evacuated by Secret Service agents. I immediately knew something was wrong. He shared on social networks describing how the bullets had passed through the top of his right ear. The shooter has been identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. The FBI continues to investigate the cases. Sadly, one participant lost his life and two other spectators were seriously injured. The gunman was shot dead by the Secret Service after firing from an elevated position. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.